Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. I'm going to refresh my page. Here. We had another nice quiet weekend. Just hanging out. We helped my brother and sister-in-law move to a new house, so that was neat to see their new house. We're happy that they are getting settled. Okay. How was your weekend? What did you do this weekend? Okay, got that refreshed. So I always start with the raffle prize, and I apologize I haven't been able to do my random number generator for last week's raffle prize, so I will announce it in this thread. I will go and do that and announce it in this thread, or I'll do it during our live today. I'll go to the random number generator. But the prize for this week are these colored doilies. Super cute. In I think 3 different colors: Old Olive, Coastal Cabana, and Calypso Coral. So super cute. So please comment and share this video so that you'll be entered into my raffle. I'll just wait a few moments for everybody to pop on. Hope you can join me. And let's see. We're going to do some floral cards with the Floral Essence stamp set. They're really beautiful cards, and we're going to do 3 different techniques with them. So I'm excited to show you. So here are the 3 cards that we're going to do. This is the first card, stamping on vellum. And then this is the second card, using sponging technique, sponge daubers. And then this is a little bit of a watercolor technique on shimmery white paper. So let's start with this card right here. This is the stamp set that I used, Floral Essence, and I tried to use all the stamps in the set, so I've used most of them, definitely all the flowers. And it comes in a bundle with the perennial flower punch. So if you purchase them together, you get 10% off. And if you purchase today, I'm going to send you all the cards that I make today. I got to get my little signs out here. So please use this hostess code when purchasing. So for this card, I started with the vellum. And there is a dark side and a light side. And I would like to stamp on the dark side. The dark side. Da-na-na-na-na-na. And this is the petal pink vellum that's part of this suite. Good morning, Denise. And I'm going to stamp 4 of these. And to save paper, you can stamp them up and down, so that way when you punch, you're saving paper. How about that? So there's our flowers. Just let those dry, set that aside. And then I'm going to stamp the sentiment. I already punched the leaves out of the vellum in the vellum pack. Comes with 3 colors: petal pink, so saffron, and I think this is pear pizzazz. So we'll stamp the sentiment up here in the corner. And then we will adhere this to our backing. And then this is just gorgeous paper. I mean, you could use either side, this side or the other side. It's just pretty. We call it the Monet paper because it's so pretty. So this is the Perennial Essence Designer Series paper. So pretty. Okay, and then that's gonna go on here with dimensionals, of course. Dimensionals. And then we will punch out our flowers and put them together. Did you have a nice weekend, Denise? What did you do? Here's the base of the card. So now let's go punch out these flowers. Hopefully they're mostly dry. I love this punch. It just punches through paper like butter. Really sharp. Line these up. And you can see how I had either 2 petals down or 2 petals up. And that is the best way to stamp these flowers so that it makes it easy to punch, because if you look at the punch, it's got the 2 petals down. Okay, and to put the flowers together, I just used a little bit of snail. And just offset them. And it doesn't want to stick. Probably because the ink is still wet. Okay, and then we'll do some leaves. So there's also a dark side and a light side to the leaves. So I'm gonna have the dark side be the front. I feel funny saying that. I feel like I should be talking about a Star Wars movie. The dark side of the paper. That would be a funny video to do, huh? Maybe I just got an idea. Okay, so we got one flower down here. I don't think, did I put it on a dimensional? Yeah, I think I did. I think that's better. So I'm gonna put this on a dimensional. Yoink! We can leave that there. That'll give it an added dimension too. Okie dokie. So now we've got our first flower in place. And we'll do our next flower here. Put some adhesive on it. And put that on a dimensional too. And then the fun part, we get to bling bling it out. Oh, and I forgot. I tied some Mossy Meadow ribbon across it, and that's a really nice little added touch there, but obviously I've already done this, so it's a little bit too late for the Mossy Meadow. So now I'm gonna add the bling. Let's see, there's one stuck inside here that I'm gonna see if I can rescue. No, not really. So we will do 2 large ones. And I'm going to use the Take Your Pick tool, which is going to make it easier than it is with nails. And it just really adds this wonderful dimension to the flowers, don't you think? Totally does. Good morning, Martha. So glad you could join me. Oh, I just love these flower centers. They are very pretty. All right, and then now we're gonna do 3 of these little ones. Just randomly around. I think I'm gonna do one down there. Okay, so a little bit different card, but still beautiful. So there's our first card. What do you think? Okay, so now for our second card, I'm gonna show you the sponge daubing. And this one is quite simple. So I've got some Highland Heather, and I'm going to use Highland Heather ink. I'm going to stamp the sentiment first. And then I'll trim that off. And now I'm going to stamp the flowers. Just randomly, however you would like them. Okay, and now I'm going to get out the sponge dauber, and I'm going to color in the flowers with the sponge dauber. And I'm going to do a really light touch, because if you do a dark touch, watch, dark, if you do a heavy touch, you get the circle, and you don't want to see like a circle on the flowers. So you just want to do a really nice light touch to fill in these flowers. And I kind of like to make them dark towards the center and then light towards the outside. But it's up to you. You could do it the opposite way, or you could do it all one shade of color. Hey, look, my nail polish matches. Ah, I'm wearing Highland Heather. That would be so fun to have matching nail polish for all the Stampin' Up colors, wouldn't it? I'd be wearing Highland Heather a lot. Highland Heather, Smoky Slate, Basic Gray. I would love for those to be nail polish colors. I think I have Basic Gray on my toes. I really love gray. If you come to my house and come stamp with me, you'll see that my walls are gray, my kitchen is gray, my floors are gray. I just love gray. But I like purple too. But I didn't really want purple cabinets. Okay, so almost done coloring here. See how simple and easy this is, and it makes the flowers look so nice and colored. Just makes it really nice and soft and pretty. Okay, so now let's add some leaves and the centers. So we'll do the centers first. And so saffron. Get that edge right there. Okay, so those are the centers. I'm going to remove that and put on the leaf. And we're just going to stamp the leaf just randomly, wherever, whenever. Okay, I think I've got enough leaves. And now I'm going to use an aqua painter. Now this is regular white, so I have to be super careful when I'm using the aqua painter. I don't want to get it too wet because the paper will bubble, and I only have a little bit of time. I can't really work the colors. So this might be better if it was on shimmery white, because then it would shimmer and then I could watercolor it better. But I just wanted to fill these in. Some of my customers, when they were making these cards, left them blank and they liked it like that, not colored in. So you could do that too. But I like the color. So just color all these in. Just grab a little bit of ink each time. Don't want it to be too dark. I got that one a little bit too dark and too blobby. I want to see the outline. This one's kind of dark. Last one here. All right, so now we can just put the card together. It's a pretty simple card to put together. Thanks, Patricia. Just going to adhere this to the Highland Heather. And then we'll do the Highland Heather to the Whisper White card base. And then I will trim this. And we will add dimensionals on here. And we'll just add this down here. There we have our card. I like it. It's different, but I like it. Thanks, Patricia. Okay, so now for my favorite one, this watercolor one. It's super pretty. So I've got my pieces here. I'm gonna do some splattering, so I'm gonna hide these so they don't get splattered because it's a wee bit messy. And I'm gonna start by stamping the flower. And I'm going to move fairly quickly with my stamping because I want to be able to get the colors to bleed and be part of my watercolor. So that's it for the Calypso Coral. Then we have Daffodil Delight for the middles. And it's so cool, this stamp set has 3 flowers and it has 3 middles. So they just fit perfectly in the middle. All right, so we got the middles. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add the leaves too, and we'll get the watercolor going. Do some up here, down here, did some over here, here. Maybe some right there, there. Okay, I think I used the other leaf for the first one. Got myself. Okay, so now the fun part. So you're going to take an aqua painter and you're just going to start getting it wet. And the color is just going to spread around. And probably want to do all the flowers first. And then come back and do the leaves. Get some of that green going. Isn't that cool? This is the shimmery white paper. So that's what makes this possible. You go back in there and add more water. You could even spritz it with the spritzer, Stampin' Spritzer. You don't have as much control as the aqua painter, but it's kind of fun, so I'll show you that too. Because the colors run and do all kinds of fun things. Okay, so we're gonna splatter this and then we're gonna let it dry. So I use the Calypso Coral ink. You can just drop some ink from your re-inker in there and a really wet aqua painter. And you're gonna grab a bunch of ink, move this away, and you're just gonna tap it on, whoops, let's get a little water going. Too much water. Okay, it's not gonna be dark enough. But I'm splattering. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the splattering? Here, I'll bring it up close so you can see the splattering. I love splattering. It's so much fun. A little bit messy, but so much fun. And I'm gonna dry that up because that's too much water in there. Can you see the splattering? Yeah, kind of see it. Okay, so you're gonna let that dry. Meanwhile, going to put the card together. I embossed this with the Country Floral embossing folder. So pretty. And I'm going to adhere that to the card with lots of adhesive because it's embossed. And we would like it to stay. So here's the card again. And so now we're going to emboss on here. We're going to add this loop to the card. So I've got my little saying here. I've got my embossing buddy. I remembered. And we've got our Versamark. It's funny how I have this huge table and somehow I always end up with like this much space to stamp in. Does that happen to you? I'm like trying to spread out a little bit more so I'm not so crowded. Okay. So now we will bring over, ooh, there's adhesive there. The embossing powder. And go ahead and just be generous and pour a whole bunch on there. And then any stray little specks you can just kind of wipe off. Or you can get a small little dry brush. Now we'll heat it up. I really love white embossing on black. It just really pops, really stands out. Denise, the Country Floral is a 3D embossing folder, so it makes this really deep impression. Okay, so this is mostly dry. So we will attach this ribbon this and then like this, so I can attach the ribbon, and then dimensionals, of course. Let's put one right there. Still a little bit wet, but it should work. When you place it, just let this dry completely. Isn't that cool? Oh, I love how the watercolor turned out on this one. So cool. Right there. Yeah, the spritz was nice to do the spritz right there. I like that. And then I'm just going to add this across here. It's just going to be kind of hanging out there. And this looks a little bit crooked, but oh well. Now I've got my white twine or thread. Can't remember which is which. I think it's twine. Tie a little bow. Cute little bow. And then we'll trim that off. And I'm going to roll a glue dot to stick on there. So let me show you that. So I've got these glue dots here, and I'm just going to roll them with my finger so that they're smaller. I don't know if you can see that. And then stick the ribbon on there. And I can stick it on here. Like that. So that's our last card. Hey, Tammy. So here's the cards again. 1, 2, 3. So we did stamping on vellum and made the vellum flowers. And then we did sponging the flowers. And then we did watercoloring the flowers. So 3 different little techniques for you today. So if you order this bundle, Floral Essence and the Perennial Flower Punch, you will receive all 3 of these cards and a little gift from me. So you can just go to my website,